Welcome students for haloalkanes and haloarenes part 5. In this video we shall study about stereochemical aspects of SN1 and SN2 reaction, difference between SN1 and SN2 reaction, beta elimination reaction, reaction with metals and preparation of haloarenes. Let us study first stereochemical aspects of SN2 reaction. In SN2 reaction, students, if the nucleophile attacks the stereocenter, then inversion of configuration across the stereocenter takes place. Let us consider example when minus 2-bromo-octane molecule is heated with aqueous sodium hydroxide solution. Then students, we get positive octane to all. Let us understand this with reaction when minus 2-bromo-octane. So this minus represents the molecule rotates the plane polarized light in the left side, that is anti-clockwise direction. So students, when OH minus, that is hydroxyl anion as a nucleophile from aqueous sodium hydroxide attacks the stereo center, that is the carbon atom behind the plane, as a result Br minus would be removed from the molecule. So this is an example of SN2 reaction, student, but we are getting an alcohol with the configuration positive octane to all. So in this reaction, inversion of the configuration has resulted. Initially, the reactant molecule was levorotatory, that is minus 2-bromo-octane, but the product, student, is positive octane to all, that is it is dextrorotatory compound. Thus we can conclude that if SN2 reaction occurs, then inversion of the configuration takes place. Next students, inversion of the configuration which occurs in the SN2 reaction, and the main reason behind it is the nucleophile attacks the stereo center from the side opposite to the halogen atom, and hence inversion of the configuration takes place. Now students, let us study about stereochemical aspects of SN1 reaction. In SN1 reaction, students, if the halogen is present on the stereo center, then the product formed will be the racemic mixture. Racemic mixture means, student, it is a combination of both positive and the negative, that is dextrorotatory and levorotatory. Let us understand this along with an example. When 2-bromobutane on heating with aqueous solution of sodium hydroxide, it gives a racemic mixture containing 50% of dextrorotatory butane to all and 50% of levorotatory butane to all. Let us consider reaction. The molecule represents 2-bromobutane molecule. If this has been treated with sodium hydroxide aqueous solution, my students, already you are knowing that SN1 reaction occurs in a two-step reaction. In the first step, the formation of the carbocation results. In the second step, attack of nucleophile to the carbocation results in the formation of the product. Now students, the carbocation which is formed in the step 1 is attacked by the nucleophile hydroxyl anion, and the hydroxyl anion, students, attacks the carbocation from two directions. Thus we get two different isomeric compounds. For example, when OH minus as a nucleophile attacks from the front side of the molecule, then you get levorotatory isomer. Whereas student, if OH minus attacks from behind the plane, then you get dextrorotatory isomer. Now students, if you compare both levo and dextrorotatory isomer, the student, we are getting D and L isomers as the product. But in this case, we are getting D isomer slightly larger yield. And always for the SN1 reaction, we obtain a racemic mixture. So let us understand reason for the formation of racemic mixture. The first point, student, the carbocation has a planar structure, that is, it is sp2 hybridized carbon atom. Therefore, the nucleophile can attack this planar carbocation from both the sides, giving nearly 50% of dextrorotatory isomer, student, and rest, that is 50% levorotatory, resulting in racemic mixture with D and L as the configuration. Now students, let us understand what is the difference between SN1 and SN2 reaction. The first point, in SN1 reaction, students, the rate of the reaction depends on the concentration of alkyl halide only. Whereas in SN2 reaction, the rate of the reaction depends on the concentration of both, that is alkyl halide, including the nucleophile what we are adding in the reaction. Thus student, SN1 reaction is a unimolecular in nature, whereas SN2 reaction is a bimolecular reaction. Second difference, it involves a two-step reaction. SN1 reaction, student, as it has been explained to you, the first step is the formation of carbocation, whereas the second step is the attack of nucleophile to the carbocation. Thus, it includes a two-step reaction, whereas SN2 reaction is only a single-step reaction, students. Third difference, in SN1 reaction, order of reactivity is tertiary alkyl halide is more reactive compared to secondary alkyl halide, and secondary alkyl halide is relatively more reactive compared to primary alkyl halide, and primary alkyl halide, students, is more reactive compared to methyl halide or halomethane. In case of SN2 reaction, order of reactivity, students, is exactly reverse, that is, tertiary alkyl halide is less reactive, whereas secondary alkyl halide is relatively more reactive, whereas primary alkyl halide is again more reactive compared to secondary. And finally, student, for methyl halide, it is maximum reactivity in SN2 reaction. Fourth difference, SN1 reaction, both retention as well as inversion of the configuration are possible. But in case of SN2 reaction, Walden inversion takes place. Fifth point, SN1 reaction follows first order kinetics, whereas SN2 reaction, students, follows second order kinetics. Sixth difference, in SN1 reaction, rearrangement which is possible, whereas in SN2 reaction, rearrangement is not possible. Seventh difference, SN1 reaction, students, occurs in the presence of weak nucleophile, whereas SN2 reaction can occur in the presence of strong nucleophiles. Now students, let us study about beta elimination reaction, which is also called as dehydrohalogenation reaction. Alkyl halides undergo beta elimination reactions when they are heated with alcoholic potash, that is potassium hydroxide. Then students, an elimination reaction occurs. The electronegative, that is halogen atom, is removed along with a hydrogen atom from beta carbon atom to form an alkene molecule. So this reaction is called as beta elimination reaction, student, and in this case we are removing one hydrogen and one halogen. Thus, it can also be called as dehydrohalogenation reaction. Let us understand the reaction with an example. When alkyl halide, student, which is having beta hydrogen, in this case halogen atom is linked to the carbon atom, it is called as alpha carbon, whereas adjacent to alpha carbon, students, we are having beta carbon. So the removal of the hydrogen atom occurs from the beta carbon atom. We are using the reagent as alcoholic potash, and this potassium hydroxide, student, dissociates to form hydroxyl anion as a nucleophile. This removes the beta hydrogen from the given alkyl halide. As a result, carbon hydrogen bonding electrons are given between carbon-carbon to form double bond, that is alkene, followed by, student, removal of the halide anion occurs, that is X minus. And when OH minus is combining with the hydrogen, student, we get water molecule. In this way, when alkyl halides are treated with alcoholic potash under heating conditions, student, the elimination of hydrogen from beta carbon atom and also removal of the halogen occurs. Thus, this reaction is called as dehydrohalogenation reaction, or it can also be called as beta elimination reaction, and the product which is formed is an alkene molecule. Now students, let us consider an example. When ethyl chloride, chlorine atom is attached to alpha carbon, and students, in this molecule beta carbon along with hydrogen is present. Then this ethyl chloride is reacted with potassium hydroxide, alcoholic. Then we get ethene molecule. Along with that, water molecule and KCl. Potassium hydroxide would be dissociating to form OH minus, and this nucleophile hydroxyl anion removes one hydrogen from the beta carbon atom. As a result, carbon hydrogen bonding electrons would be given between carbon carbon to form double bond, that is alkene molecule. Simultaneously, the removal of the halogen as chloride anion occurs, and this chloride anion combines with K+ ion present in the solvent to form KCl molecule. And students, when nucleophile OH- is abstracting hydrogen from the beta carbon, it combines with the hydrogen to form water molecule. Let us consider second example. 2-bromo-pentane molecule. The bromine atom is present at second position with respect to the parent chain, which is having 5 carbon atoms. So it is called as pentane. 2-bromo-pentane molecule is made to react with alcoholic potassium hydroxide. Then student, in this case we get 2 different products, and the reason for the formation of 2 different products is we are having 2 different beta carbon atoms. As a result, student, if we consider removal of beta hydrogen from the methylene group, that is CH2 group, then it results in the formation of pent-2-ene molecule, which is a major product, as we are getting 81% yield. Along with this, the formation of potassium bromide and water molecule occurs. Whereas the second compound, student, with the elimination of one of the hydrogen from the beta carbon atom, but this time the beta carbon atom is a methyl group. As a result, we get pent-1-ene molecule, students, which is a minor product because the yield is only 19%. Now student, reason for the formation of one product as a major and the second one as a minor, it would be given by Steffi's rule or else Zaitsev rule. It states that during dehydrohalogenation reaction, if more than one type of beta carbon atoms are present, hydrogen atom is mostly removed from beta carbon atom containing least number of hydrogen atoms. According to Steffi's rule, CH2 beta carbon, it is having only 2 hydrogen, whereas if you consider the second beta carbon atom, which is CH3 group with 3 hydrogens. So according to rule, the major product would be the one where removal of the hydrogen occurs from the beta carbon atom containing least number of hydrogen atom. Because of this, student, the first compound, that is pent-2-ene, we isolate nearly 81%, thus it is a major product. Now students, let us consider reaction with metals, that is formation of Grignard reagent. In this case, student, organohalogen compounds react with certain of the metals to form the compounds which contain carbon and metallic bond. Thus, they are called as organometallic compounds. The compounds which are having carbon and the metal linkage, these compounds are called as organometallic compounds. Next students, alkyl halides react with magnesium in the presence of dry ether to form alkyl magnesium halide, which is nothing but Grignard reagent. For the formation of the Grignard reagent, students, alkyl halides, that is RX, they can react with magnesium in presence of the solvent, student, dry ether, to form alkyl magnesium halides, which are nothing but Grignard reagent. Let us consider reaction when alkyl halide RX reacts with the magnesium Mg in presence of dry ether. We get RMgX, that is Grignard reagent. Now student, let us consider an example of this. Let R be ethyl group, that is C2H5Br, ethyl bromide, is reacted with magnesium in presence of dry ether. We get ethyl magnesium bromide, that is C2H5MgBr. It is an example of Grignard reagent. Next student, if we consider alkyl group magnesium and halogen, as you are knowing that halogen is electronegative, so it gets a partial negative charge, that is delta minus. Whereas student, magnesium is a metal, it tends to donate its electrons, it gets a partial positive charge, whereas the alkyl group gets the charge as a negative, delta minus. Now student, magnesium halogen bond is the ionic bond. Magnesium halogen bond is an ionic bond, whereas carbon and the magnesium bond is a covalent linkage. Even though entire molecule is one example of organometallic compound, but student, we can find two different linkages. Magnesium halide is having ionic linkage, whereas carbon magnesium is having the covalent linkage. Note, the Grignard reagent, student, is a highly reactive and it can react with any source of the proton to give the hydrocarbons. If any proton, students, H plus ion is available, so the Grignard reagent can react with that proton to form the hydrocarbons. Let us consider an example. When Grignard reagent, that is RMgX, is reacted with water. So students, you are knowing that water reversibly ionizes to form proton and hydroxyl anion. Then water molecule is a source of the proton. When Grignard reagent reacts with a water molecule, alkyl group combines with that proton to form RH, that is hydrocarbon would be formed, student, and OH group from the water, it combines with MgX to form magnesium hydroxyhalide, that is MgOHX. Now students, let us study about Wurtz reaction. Haloalkanes react with sodium metal in the presence of dry ether to form higher alkanes, and this reaction is called as Wurtz reaction. Let us understand this along with an example. When 2 moles of alkyl halide is reacted with highly reactive sodium metal in presence of solvent ether, then students, formation of an higher alkane R single bond R, that is alkane molecule, along with sodium halide. In this reaction, students, both the sodium atoms combines with both the halogen from 2 moles of alkyl halide to form sodium halide, whereas both alkyl groups combine to form higher alkanes with a larger molecular weight. Next students, we shall study about haloarenes. Methods of preparation of haloarenes. And the first method, student, from arenes by electrophilic substitution reaction. Benzene molecule reacts with chlorine in the presence of a halogen carrier such as iron or else the iodine, or even, student, in the presence of Lewis acid as the catalyst such as ferric chloride in cold and dark condition to form the chlorobenzene molecule. Let us understand this by a reaction. When toluene molecule, students, benzene with CH3 is called as toluene molecule, is made to react with halogen molecule X2 in presence of iron in a dark condition, then we get ortho and para substituted toluene molecule. The first molecule, student, is ortho substituted. At ortho position halogen is there. It is called as ortho halo toluene molecule. Whereas the second product we get at the para position, that is para halo toluene. Second method for the preparation of haloarenes is Sandmeyer's reaction. In this case, student, aniline reacts with nitrous acid, that is combination of sodium nitrite in the presence of HCl at 0 degrees Celsius to form benzene disonium chloride. This reaction is called as diazotization reaction. Let us understand the diazotization reaction first with an equation. When aniline molecule, student, is treated with nitrous acid, that is HNO2, in presence of HCl at a cold condition, that is 0 to 5 degree Celsius, the formation of benzene disonium chloride along with water molecule occurs. And, student, in the Sandmeyer reaction, this benzene disonium chloride is reacted with one reagent, that is cuprous chloride, Cu twice Cl2. Disonium chloride group would be substituted by Cl. As a result, we get chlorine molecule and liberation of nitrogen vapors. Next, students, iodobenzene is obtained by mixing the disonium salt with potassium iodide. Let us consider reaction when benzene disonium halide is reacted with potassium iodide, student, then we get iodobenzene with the liberation of N2 molecule. Thank you, students. In the next video, we shall study about chemical properties of haloarenes and nucleophilic and electrophilic substitution reactions. Thank you.